You think, okay, sorry, back to the mental toughness, but you think there's some people who are just born with that quality that you have, or you think you work to get it?
I have no idea if people are born with it, but I definitely was not born with it.
I don't know. I've seen a video of DP looking pretty tough. You know what I'm talking about, Emily?
Yeah, for sure.
What video is this?
I got a clip.
There's not that many videos of me.
Yo, DP, drop the beat.
AP test, some easy, some don't know. Some I can do and some are no go. AP test, some easy, some don't know. Some I can do and some are no go. In the springtime, got APs going on. Study and cram to the light of dawn. AP test, not exactly I like, but I'll get that 5 cause I ain't no type.
It's with Gilbert, had books to hit, pre-calculus.
Wing, 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 wing. Wing, 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 wing.
Hello? This is Emily,
Give me the slope or the pitch.
This is Steven.
and we're
And we are
winging it.
We
We are winging it,
And we're
winging it.
Take your pants off.
I think that sometimes I yell into the ether when I'm frustrated, and I think sometimes people think it's directed at them.
Do you think the team needs to take that kind of feedback better? Why do you think you give feedback the way you do? Is it because of your experiences on past Frisbee teams? Is it, you think, from running?
I think that, like, coming from a running background where everything is just completely objective, and I think that sometimes I think things that are subjective are objective because that's my viewpoint.
Do you think people should go through hard things?
Yeah,
Oh.
for sure. When you say hard things, do you mean like hard life things? Like, I feel like for the last 10 years, my life has been pretty easy.
Okay.
But in terms of like opting into hard things like running and stuff like that, I think it makes you a stronger person.
What was your first, experience with that growing up? Because I think people, in general, for Ultimate, some people work hard, but in general, I think a lot of people don't really know what it means to work hard. But I feel like you're one of those people that do. I'm just curious where
I
it
think
stems
like 70% of Frisbee people think they work hard, and 10% of people actually work hard.
from. Right.
And that's saying a lot of the work that I do is not very useful for Frisbee. So like, I work hard, but a lot of it is not necessarily even that useful for Frisbee. So I feel like I only half fit in that category.
Like growing up, what? Was it like cross country or was it something else?
Yeah, I think it was probably just cross country.
When did you start?
I mean, I started freshman year, but I wasn't that good freshman or some of sophomore year. I didn't work hard freshman or sophomore year, that's for sure.
What triggered you to start doing that?
Our team was really good, so it was like, it kind of made it easier because a lot of people were working hard around you.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like my friend group were the top runners, and so it helped because my friends were working hard.
Yeah, that makes sense. Was it a competitive thing?
Honestly, not that competitive because it was like our top runner was 30 seconds faster than our second runner who was 30 seconds faster. And so
Yeah.
I thought there wasn't a lot of it was like objectively, you're better than me, who's better than you, who's better than you. So I think it was more of like a social thing than I want to try to beat you kind of thing.
Do you think you're really hard on yourself?
Yeah. I think I'm really hard on everybody. I think I'm really hard on Maggie, for example, but I think that I'm harder on myself than I am on Maggie.
You think it's a older sibling trait?
Whoa,
Or what do you think?
interesting. I don't know.
Oh.
I've only ever been an older sibling, so I don't know what it's like to not be an
Okay.
older sibling. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. I feel like that could be the case.
You never reflected on it?
No, I've never really connected those two dots.
Are you hard on Acre?
I'm definitely the enforcer between me and Maggie. But I don't know if I'm that hard on Acre, honestly.
Do you think you're hard on Prosser?
Ooh.
Growing up, I was. He and my little sister would get in fights and make a noise and stuff, and I would lock him outside and not let him inside.
Do you think being hard on someone is showing you how you care?
Yeah. like Maggie is a very talented frisbee player. So like I think that Maggie could be an extremely good frisbee player if she like puts together all her pieces. And so I feel like I preface a lot of our conversations with that, and that like I want her to be that excellent frisbee player. And so like the feedback is often trying to achieve that.
Did you watch her play frisbee in college?
I was like best friends with Angela, and so I feel like I watched it a lot through the lens of Angela.
Angela, interesting.
One of the
the
frisbeest
goats.
players of all time.
Yeah, Angela and I spent like literally every day together for 2 years. Watching the Dartmouth team through the lens of watching Angela was mostly just watching Angela.
Okay.
Do you remember meeting Pills? The early days?
Honestly, not really.
I was in a car ride with him coming up here, and one of his first memories of meeting you was him driving, and he gets passed by a minivan. You barely know each other, and you just call him out. It's like, how are you getting passed by a minivan?
Oh yeah, I didn't like when people drove slow in college.
What do you think attracted you to pills? Or what attracts you in friendships? Or is it by association mainly?
I
'Cause
think
you're
Bills and I
playing
weren't
Frisbee.
that good of friends for most of college. We were like good friends, but not like great friends. I feel like we were both very good friends with one person.
Henry. Shout out.
Shout out Henry.
Henry.
I still have yet to meet you, Henry.
And so I feel like it took Henry kind of being removed from the picture for like Bills and I to hang out, as opposed to like the three of us hanging out with Henry, or the two of us hanging out with Henry. I
Okay.
don't know what
So
the
any
question was.
any qualities that Pills has that you look for in a friend?
I think he's very
What does
thoughtful.
Pills have that Henry doesn't have?
Stop.
I think Phil's very thoughtful, but also kind of carefree. I think that carefree is a word that I like to use a lot from things I'm looking for in a friend. I think he also likes to do activities, which I value.
Cool. What?
Oh, and Phil's likes to eat a lot. I feel
Oh.
that's also like when he and me and Maggie were living together, we ate a lot of food and it was really nice.
So a big part of your friendship is you sit around and eat and just say good soup.
Good soup.
It's a meme. I'll send
Yeah.
it to you later. So what attracted you to Maggie when she came to Jordan?
I feel like when I'm somewhere new, I just kind of want to like climb around on everything and explore and not really like have an agenda or anything. And we went to the desert called Wadi Rum, where they film like The Martian and a couple of things.
She was just down for everything.
Yeah, and we just kind of like climbed rocks and walked through the desert and stuff, and it was really nice.
Is that the first time you've seen a person of interest want to do things that you want to do, like that? I don't know.
That would be tough relationships, and they didn't want to ever do anything I wanted to do.
Oh, jeez.
I would say no.
I don't know. I feel like that's something really cool about Maggie, though, is that she loves to try new things and is always down. And I don't think even people who are like that are as extreme sometimes as Maggie is. Like, she'll go in any body of water with you, you know?
She's also very enthusiastic about it.
Yeah, I feel like when I was like, come over to Jordan, I got like a couple of bites from other people, and Maggie was like, yeah, sure, why not? It might have been because she was already in love with me, but unclear.
But would DP then, if I were to tell you, I were to come to you as a ghost from futures past and say, this is actually the person you're going to marry, what would DP then think? No way.
I think if you had come back and said like you are good friends with this person, I feel like I'd be like, oh, that's fun. I think if you said I was marrying her, I think I might still say, oh, that's fun, but I think I'd be very surprised. We didn't spend that much time together. We spent very limited time together
Okay.
in college. But like at the end, like senior year when you graduate, we do bequests where we like give some random things that have some sort of meaning. And I gave Maggie a bequest that was like, the meaning was we didn't spend that much time together, but I would like to stay getting better friends with you even after I graduate.
Did you always see yourself getting married?
I wouldn't say it's like it was a life necessity, but I think I kind of assumed I would.
Can you remind the people how you proposed to Maggie?
Well, we went for a walk in the woods with a shoe shop he named, and Prosser, and Pills. And then we went to the beach. It was sometime it was cold. It was either late November or early December. And then we all went swimming. And when Maggie came out of the water, I was waiting for her with the ring I made.
Yeah.
Oh. Did Prosser know? Was he in on it at all?
Yeah, Prosser helped me make the ring. And Pills was in on it, too.
I was really surprised that you were engaged because based on talking to Maggie, it seemed she was unsure. Do you think you had similar outlook on marriage?
I think that Maggie cares less about marriage than I do not by a lot, but by a bit.
It's because of taxes and because she makes more than you.
Yeah. I mean, yes. That is the primary reason that we were married. I think if it weren't for that, we would have gotten married at some point, but I don't think I would care that much about when.
Speaking of teaching,
Speaking of not making that much money.
how did you pivot to being a teacher?
My friend texted me and said, "Do you want to teach in Jordan?" I said, "Yeah, sure, why not?"
Okay.
It wasn't really much of a decision, and then I flew over there and I did it.
So you weren't nervous to go to Jordan?
I don't
Or-
know why, but not really. I feel like I should have been more nervous because I didn't even do any research about the country. I was like, yeah, this seems fun. And then I hadn't looked it up at all, and so when the plane started touching down, I looked out my window and it was it was just dirt.
Right, yeah.
And I was like, oh no, what did I get myself into? And then it was nicer than that.
Did it feel fulfilling then?
Yeah, I think my first couple of years were the most fulfilling years.
Can you rank your teaching experiences?
In terms of satisfaction, my time in Jordan, it's just a very different culture there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the kids are more open. I think everybody's more open. But because of that, they express their gratitude and just talk to you more in general. And so I think because of that, it was more satisfying. And I think I was just getting better, and so that was also satisfying to see.
Mm-hmm.
Most fun to work at was definitely California. It was the most most prestigious boarding school on the West Coast. And
Wait,
so
I didn't know you were over there. How long were you in California?
just a year,
Okay.
right before playing with Dartmouth.
Okay.
It was the most prestigious school, and so they were able to take kids who were academically strong, but they also focused a lot on morally strong kids. And so it's almost every kid there. It was a small school too. It was only 250 kids, but so every kid there was just a really good person,
Whoa.
which was really
How do you even
nice.
test that? Or
I don't
how
know.
you
They
even
do such
find
a good
that
job.
out?
I have
Yeah.
no idea. But their admissions team is just super good at finding out are you a good person or not. And so the kids just wanted to do everything. It was also a very outdoors school, and so kids were allowed to on the weekends just go and hike 20 miles out into the mountains that were right behind campus and camp overnight and then come back.
Why'd you take the job at Marion?
Mostly because I wanted to try living in Marion at some point in my life. That was a lifetime goal, was to live in Marion at some point. And so
Oh.
it felt
As an adult, obviously.
yeah. They reached out to me and they were like, "Do you want to work here?" And I was like, "Well, this is a lifetime goal of mine, so I feel it would be kind of silly not to take it."
Speaking of Marion, Prosser mentioned your mother getting rid of your Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Yeah, my mom held a yard sale and just sold all our good stuff. We had so many nice Pokemon cards. I'm sure they're only worth $2 a piece, but
That's nostalgia.
we had I had I don't know, 400 Pokemon cards, and my mom got rid of them.
That's crazy.
And a bunch
Wait,
of
how old
our
were you when
Legos.
she got rid of them? Oh, my
I was
Legos.
maybe in college.
Wait, cue the AJR song, Don't Throw Away My Legos.
Tell me about it.
Were you big Lego hound as a kid or in high school?
That was the only thing that I would ever get for a birthday. I didn't think that the Yu-Gi-Oh cards would be the highlight of that. I feel like it went Pokemon cards, then Legos, and then Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Did you ever feel weird or different from others because you were into Legos and Yu-Gi-Oh cards?
But I thought they might be kind of nerdy, and then I kind of evolved into being friends with cooler kids. And so
Okay.
in middle school one day I was hanging out with a cool kid, and he came over into my room and saw all my Legos, and he was like, "Oh my god, this is the sickest thing ever!"
Oh my god.
And just like
no.
wanted to make videos and stuff with them. And I said, okay, cool. I don't need to be ashamed about this anymore.
Yeah.
Wait, so you were ashamed about it?
I don't think ashamed so much as like I didn't know if it was cool or not.
Would you say you're a pretty confident person? Few insecurities?
I think that I'm actually a pretty insecure person, but I think I'm also kind of an objective person. And so I think that when it comes to things that I like have done a lot and I've kind of reinforced that I am good at it, I think that I can usually like objectively say like, oh, I'm not actually bad at this.
Well, how do you balance being hard on yourself and then also giving yourself a pat on the back?
I don't know, by doing both.
Okay. Okay, fine. Never mind. Okay.
I feel like a lot of people don't know this about you, and I barely know this about you, I feel like, but there was a time that you stepped away from Frisbee to like take running very seriously.
Yeah.
Do you remember that time, and how do you, looking back at it now, is like how do you feel about it?
Yeah, short term.
I feel like it's happened like 20 times.
Tell us your goals first. Give the
goals.
people context. What were you working towards?
Which time?
The only time I know is when you were trying to qualify for like the Olympic marathon or something like that.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, because I was like on and off again with the track team at Dartmouth, which hindered my Frisbee playing time as well. But I feel like in college you have lots of free time, so it didn't really matter that much.
Wait,
But
that's actually
then-
kind of interesting. So this was like the official collegiate track team,
Yeah.
but then you would like randomly quit to play Frisbee and then come back?
Yeah, the Dartmouth team was really toxic. People were like quitting all the time.
Wow.
I was kind of beefing with the Dartmouth coach for all 4 years. But anyways, during COVID, there was no Frisbee. And so me and my friend who was back in Marion for COVID would run like twice a day. And I got really bad at Frisbee. But it was like really nice. Even when I've like been in good shape, I've never been like a high mileage person. And so like long runs have always sucked for me. But it was really nice to
Long
get
runs means what? Give some
That's
context
true.
to the
I have
people.
no idea. I don't run.
Well, in like college and high school, it was like, I don't know, 8 to 10 miles.
Okay.
But then during this period, a long run was like 16 to 20 miles.
Yeah. You're just casually doing like half marathons.
Yeah, one day during a lunch break, I just went out and ran 20 miles. It was kind of sick. But
How fast? Do you remember?
yes, because I was like, what the heck? It was 6:18 pace.
Nice.
But my friend and I discovered that the Olympic standard for the marathon is way easier than any other event because like 200 people make it every year, whereas like for the 10K, like I don't know, 25 people make it every year. And so we were training to do that, and I was running a lot, and it was really fun to be in like really good shape and have it feel like I can run at, I don't know, a fast pace for like kind of as far as I want. But then I think a lot of other people discovered that too, and so they lowered the standard by 4 minutes. And
And how close were you before they lowered?
we ran one time trial, and I think I was on pace to be like 2 minutes off of the original one. After COVID, Slow was like, all right, time to do Frisbee again. And I was like, and I was still running like 80-mile weeks and playing Frisbee, and my body just exploded. And I decided that wasn't sustainable.
Okay, so I would say people's first impression of you is being a little intimidating. What is something that you want them to know?
I think part of that is that I'm like a terrible conversationalist, both by desire and by being bad at it. And so I feel like that's also part of it, is that I feel like I don't want to engage in small talk and or talk to somebody who I haven't known before. I think that's also like one thing I feel kind of insecure about, is knowing that I'm kind of not good at having conversations. And so I kind of shy away from it. And instead I just brood in the corner.
In Pet Acre.
Oh my god, having a dog is so good for not having to be social sometimes. I can just hold on to her and people talk to the dog instead of me.
Noted. I think you're really easy to talk to, actually.
Thanks, Finley. I think it's because we're both kind of awkward. and I think you're more okay with having like silence sometimes.
Oh, does being awkward bother you?
No, I feel like
Okay.
I'm pretty okay with how I am. It just makes it so that sometimes conversations are a little bit awkward.
Mhm.
I run away from them.
Yeah, I feel like if something gets awkward, you just turn around and walk away.
That's the good thing about dating Maggie is that she's such a good conversationalist that I can usually let her kind of run the conversations, and then I'll just pipe in when the opportunity arises.
So is that a quality that you admire about Maggie, or is it more, or
Oh,
do
I'm
you
so jealous of her.
hopefully? Oh, you want it to.
I certainly will never be that, but I admire it and I'm jealous of it.
Okay, ask your final question.
So a final question.
You have a bunch.
Ooh. I mean, I know a little bit about the story, but I would love to hear it again. Is about a potential shooting that you've been a part of.
I knew it was going to be this one. I was like, what's the story going to be? There's only one. My junior year of high school, we were running on some land trust property, me and my best friend from junior year of high school. And we heard like bang, bang, bang. And we were
Sorry. I'm not laughing at the shooting, but it's
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
and we were like, what the heck was that? And then there was like one more bang. We're like, oh, somebody's shooting nearby us. And so we like jumped behind some trees and started yelling. No, we like didn't hear anything after that. So then we were like, okay. And we like got up and I looked down at my friend whose name is Tiger. I was like, Tiger, you're bleeding on your calf. And he's like, oh yeah, it must have like hit some prickers. And then he took like a couple more steps and then just kind of like was like, ow, my calf really hurts. And we like looked a little closer at it and there was just like a bullet underneath his calf, or like underneath the skin of his calf.
Oh, it was inside him.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then like 5 minutes later, these hunters emerged and we were like, what the heck? And they're like, oh yeah, sorry, we thought you were deer. Like, are you serious? Like, you're on no hunting property and you're just shooting whenever you like hear some sounds. We didn't have our phones, so I ran back as fast as I could to the school, which is like a mile away.
So it only took you like 5:40
Yeah.
max.
And I like ran into the weight room where our coach was, and I was like, Tiger's been shot.
Tiger's been shot.
That's crazy.
No.
So two things. So I say that, and the coach actually was like, oh yeah, all right, let's go. And we got in his truck and we like drove to the path. Well, he was like, is anybody with him? And somebody who was running with me, like a third person was running maybe like 100 meters behind us. And he had caught up to us, and so I left him with this person, Chris. Chris's brother is also in the weight room. And he hears that Chris is with Tiger who got shot. And just hears it as Chris got shot. And they're like a real redneck family. And so he calls his dad and is like, Chris is shot. And so his dad like puts his shotgun in the back of the pickup and drives over at like 120 miles per hour. And so we get there on our truck, and then like 5 minutes later, this guy gets there in his truck and he's like, who shot my son? We're like, what are you talking about? Tiger got shot. He's like, wait, what? Chris didn't get shot? And we're like, no, he's just standing with Tiger over there.
With the shooters.
Oh my god.
And so the police like did an investigation, took their guns away during the investigation,
Oh.
and then gave them back after the investigation. They're like, don't do that again. We were all like, Tiger, you should sue them. And Tiger's dad is like the chillest person of all time.
Mm.
He's like the biggest hippie. And was like, nah, we're not going to do that. And so they didn't sue him.
Mm-hmm.
But we got to go on the news. I was like on all the
Wait, really?
Massachusetts
Post the
news.
pictures.
Like local news or whatever?
No, not local news, like the
State?
Massachusetts news.
Oh.
Yeah, we were like on all the channels. It was kind of sick.
That's why you look familiar.
Any last things?
No, what a great way to end the podcast. I couldn't think of a better. Again, about death.
Good way to end.
Okay, bye.
Thanks for doing that.
Yeah.
Goodbye. Then he waddled away, waddle, waddle. Then he waddled away, waddle, waddle.